My child, I have brought an important message for you, so do not ignore it at all. Otherwise, you may suffer a huge loss. My beloved child, today I have come to save you from this loss, so listen to it completely. If you also believe in the glory of your God, then like this message right now and in the comment box type, God, I am listening to your message. Thank you. This message is meant for you. God's plan for your life is bigger than you can imagine. Stress says now, but faith says God's time. What's yours can never be taken away. God says, I will make a way. I'm fighting for you. Prayer heals. Trust my timing. His grace will always be your strength. Type Amen if you believe and watch this full video if you love Jesus. It has turned to unease now, but now they find it hard to grasp the depth of your unfolding. You didn't just get through that quiet season. You rose above the boundaries they imagined for you. You didn't change to gain approval. You changed because staying small felt like a cage for your inner self. And I watched over you. I kept you secure. I let them have their moment of laughter while I made ready for you to step forward. Now they don't joke about you. They speak with strain, with quiet, with unsaid words and quick looks. Because the way you live now shows what isn't real in their own lives. You showed plainly that real strength doesn't need to be loud. It simply exists, causing others to re-examine what they thought was true. They didn't think you would stand tall. They thought you would fall apart. That's why their sorrow is so profound. That's why they shed tears when no one sees, because they cannot pretend you are not the one you are now. They cannot go back to believing you didn't matter, because each step you take forward reminds them you were never meant to be laughed at. They simply didn't understand the importance of what I intended for you. And do not shrink yourself to make them comfortable now, my precious child. Do not lessen the journey you have walked. Do not lessen the brightness I put inside you. Because this is how things should be. Not a way to get back at them, but the quiet calm that comes from living out what I meant for you. The kind that turns their former jokes into quiet thought and their harsh words into sadness. Now you are the example. And despite how much they want to turn away, you stay in their minds as a simple, clear truth that shows their past words were empty. You were meant to show them a clearer path. They saw you as a threat instead. You came not to scare them, but to offer safety. But they chose their own direction instead of the security I offered through your presence. You entered their lives carrying my light, my truth, with a spirit that could have brought healing if they had welcomed it. You were not there to rule, direct, or strive against them. My child, you stepped into that place with a different heart, a different way of understanding. I intended for you to bring a fresh breath, to help them see things more plainly, to find a better road alongside you. But they weren't prepared for plain sight, were they? They weren't seeking peace or wanting to move past their current state. They simply wanted to stay settled, and being settled often pushes back against anything that causes change, even if that change is for their own benefit. You were the still response to needs they didn't even know how to name. The soft push they missed because it didn't come with noise or notice. You didn't raise your voice. You didn't push through. You simply were there. Yet simply being you showed them their own ways of acting. Your quiet peace unsettled their confusion. You didn't bring them pain. You brought them what is real. And what is real can be the most disturbing thing when someone is holding tight to a made-up world they like better. They saw you as a threat because they couldn't direct you. because your inner quiet didn't sway with their upset, because your clear seeing went right through their muddle. But my beloved, you weren't there to point out their failings. You were there to offer a way free, a caution. Now the outcomes of their choices cannot be denied. They are troubled when no one is watching, seeing that the troubles you warned them about has now appeared in their lives. The hard times you felt coming, the pain you tried to help them escape, the damaging ways of doing things you urged them to leave behind. You didn't come to bring trouble. You came to keep it away. And like those who don't listen to the sound of trouble nearing, they chose their own path because they were too proud. Now they are weighed down by what happened because they waited too long. They are finding it hard not because of outside things, but because of the heavy burden of their own sorrow for ignoring the one soul who saw what was ahead. You, my beloved one, who spoke quietly, who moved simply, who cared truly, that is what disturbs them now. Deep inside, they know you were correct. You weren't something to fear. You were a road to security. You weren't what was wrong. You were the hand offered to help. But thinking too much of oneself speaks louder than good sense until quiet falls, until the difficult times arrive, until the place is bare, and the only sound is the memory of the words you spoke. And now they cannot go back. They cannot make what happened unhappy. The struggles they faced didn't happen because of you. They happened after you were gone from that place. Do not let their sadness or sorrow pull you back into that situation, my child. You completed what I intended for you there. You held out the light. You tried to raise them up, but not everyone is prepared or willing to receive support. Some will choose their own hard road instead of the hand held out to help. This is because their self-importance needs to stay in control, even if it means losing their calm. Allow them to feel their sadness. Now let the still time show them what is real, because the hard things they face were never caused by you. You were the one who gave the warning, and they will not forget that. They may have found joy in your troubles. Now they find your moving forward disturbing. They may have felt pleased when you met hard times. Now their calmness breaks when they see you are well. They didn't just step back quietly. They found pleasure in your struggles, behind kind faces and quiet spaces. They inwardly felt glad when you met challenges. They were quick to accept the worst about you, quick to tell what seemed real, but came from their own wanting what you had. They didn't stand with you when you were low. Those who fear looking at things straight often feel pleased when others fall. They privately hoped you would not succeed. Your hard times were like a show for them. When you were at your lowest, that was when they felt best. But here is what they did not see coming, my cherished one. Your finding strength again was quiet, but to change things deeply. You didn't try to get back at them. You didn't voice your troubles loudly. You didn't ask for people to notice you. You found peace in still times, worked hard without needing thanks, and walked ahead with a steady heart. When they see you now, my child, your very being, your life's path, it stirs unease within them. It's a persistent, difficult echo of what is real. You didn't simply endure. You grew beyond. Their unease isn't fear of you, my precious child, but seeing their own reflection clearly in the light of your achievements. Each step you take confirms that their resistance held no power over the path I set for you. Your increasing stature shows that my grace works strongly without public display. Perhaps they overlooked your stillness, but that stillness became your shield. While their words were hollow, you were changing within. While they were entertained, you were diligently working. And now you are someone they struggle to look upon because you mirror the person they refuse to be. In your difficult moments, they silently wished you would stay down. And now you show plainly that I witness what happens unseen and bring it into fairness. Because you didn't just ascend. You grew without tearing them down. This is what disturbs them deepest. You didn't retaliate. You didn't pull them low. You let my path guide one who walks with intention, turning hardship into resilience. Now they stay trapped in their own sense of not being enough, pretending not to notice. But my beloved one, you feel it. The truth in the air doesn't lie. It's not your brightness that upsets them. It's that it appeared without their permission. They are troubled that the one they wish would disappear is now too clear to disregard. Let them stay in that place of resentment. Let them stay where they were when they quietly celebrated your struggles. Because now, each time they see you, their discomfort isn't just surface level. Their deepest self recalls they wish for your failure. Your life was never intended to be a tale of their victory over your collapse. You were meant to be a teaching they would wish they had heeded. They showed little regard for the very soul I sent to assist them. You were not a threat. You were the gift they didn't comprehend. You came with hands open wide, not to receive, but to give freely. Kindness, endurance, honesty, a peaceful calm. You didn't seek anything for your own sake. You brought with you stillness, understanding, and a gentle mending woven in your words. You didn't merely show concern, you provided shelter. You didn't just stay close. You stood firm in hard places for those who didn't even know their own trouble. You were the needed shift, a guiding light, a soft interruption in a cycle they couldn't escape alone. And still they acted as if you could be simply cast aside. But what they never understood, neither then nor now, my beloved, is that you were not sent to stand against them. Amen.